Welcome back to this DGen crypto challenge where I'm trying to trade a fresh wallet from 5K up to 50K by any means possible. Now, the past few weeks, the past couple of months actually, have been absolutely terrible for the markets. Everything in crypto is down, from Bitcoin to ETH, Solana, and of course all of the different altcoins. And then even traditional financial markets like the Nasdaq, for example, is down over 20%. Now, despite the fact that I started this challenge at potentially not the greatest time, the thesis still remains the same. Either I'm getting a chance to pick up some solid coins at really reasonable prices, or the markets are just completely for a while, in which case this is an acceptable risk return. Now, if you look at the crypto fear and greed index, currently we are still in the fear section, actually moving towards or relatively close to extreme fear. And the total value of the portfolio right now is at 2,100-ish on the Solana side of things, and then 1,200-ish on the base side of things. So in the base wallet, I still have $750 in cash and then about $450 worth of the Arrow token. And then on the Solana side of things, I'll get into the most recent purchases that I made. I added one more thing to the portfolio today. I made one trade. But yeah, so the total value of this portfolio, which started at 5,000, is sitting at about 3,300. And given the fact that markets are just down only since I started, it makes sense. However, there are some areas for optimism and some relative strength. Anyways, before I get into what I purchased today, let's take another quick look at the BTC comparison. So if on day one of this challenge, I just bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, instead of trying to buy altcoins and meme coins and different things, the portfolio would currently be worth about $4,262. So it would be significantly outperforming what I have right now. However, I'm not giving up, and certainly there is some room for optimism. So let's talk about the purchase that I made in the video last week. That was the GRRR token. This token is called Staring at You. And if you haven't watched my video from last week, you can go check it out and that will bring you up to speed on what it is. But basically the TLDR is that this coin was deployed by the Jupiter team, and Weir Meow, the founder of Jupiter specifically, has been running under the radar for quite a while. And I picked some up in this range right here. And since I published that last video, this coin has actually kind of taken off. It's right now at least 2x up from what I originally purchased it at. Although just yesterday even, it was up 3x and even higher than that. So I'm still optimistic about the future of this coin because it still has a relatively small market cap to, the relevance of the people who deployed it. And now we're seeing a little bit more volume, more holders coming in, and more attention on websites like X. So for example, just the other day when this coin pumped, it's largely because someone moved 1,000 SOL into a fresh wallet and started DCAing this coin. So that is an interesting development. Some whales are starting to take notice of it. But yeah, there's just tons of hints all over the place. The Jupiter team has been casually referencing this token, staring at you, for several weeks now. The founder of Jupiter, Weir Meow, has been retweeting and replying to comments and posts about this token. And so it's feeling that there's a little bit of momentum growing, and that's why we see what we see here with the chart. So yes, I'm glad I added this to the portfolio. So far, it's been one of the best performers. Unfortunately, I didn't actually add that much of it because it was really a low cap, risky position to take. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20. Anyways, I'm not selling this one at a 2x. Like I said at the beginning when I outlined this experiment, I'm really trying to hit a couple of 5x's or 10x's to actually make it with this. Otherwise, especially considering some of the other positions have been underperforming significantly, it's not going to end up working out. So yeah, still holding this for now, but it's encouraging to see some strength like this, especially given the fact that markets are tanking today as a result of all these new tariff wars. Even the S&P 500 is down nearly 5% on one single day. And this brings me to the next thing that I added, or actually rather just added more of to the portfolio, which is Fartcoin. Now, this coin is, in my opinion, the meme coin of this cycle. I think that at this point, there's so many potential bullish catalysts, but even not considering all of that, The relative strength of this coin on a day like today, where it's just a sea of red in the stock market and most cryptocurrencies, Fartcoin is up 13% when the Nasdaq is down almost 5%. That is just insane to consider. This coin continually sees inflows, new holders, new whales opening up positions, and continues to retain significant mind share on Twitter and social media, etc. And it doesn't even have major tier 1 listings yet. We're still waiting, for example, on Coinbase listing Fartcoin or Binance listing Fartcoin. And if we reach a point where global markets actually turn around, we get more liquidity in global markets, and then we get some tier 1 listings and things start to take off, I honestly think that Fartcoin is going to be one of the top performers to come out of this cycle. It's just a hilarious meme coin. TradFi people get so mad when they see this thing performing well, which makes it actually perform even better because it gets attention just because of how ridiculous it is, and this has this positive flywheel effect. So yeah, if I'm going to be bullish on any meme coin coming out of this cycle, it has to be Fartcoin, so I DCA'd a little bit more and added it to the portfolio. Now I have slightly over 2,000 Fartcoin, and that is currently valued at about $1,000. This is one of the only other things in the portfolio that is actually up according to my average price, because I was buying some down here in the 20 to 30 cent range, but I picked up a little bit more today, around 43, 44 cents, something like that. And I honestly think that this one will outperform. Whenever crypto markets seem to rip over the past few weeks, Fartcoin is up on multiples, and I would actually rather hold this than Solana at this point. Anytime Solana is up 5%, Fartcoin's going to be up 15%. It's basically like a leveraged bet on the crypto ecosystem, let's say. So yeah, I added more of that to the portfolio. Now I have no cash in the Solana wallet, although I could bridge some back. I do still have 750 in the base wallet, and I am now actively looking for different coins to deploy this into. Doesn't have to be on base. If you have any suggestions, of course, feel free to drop them down below. I'm always interested in new opportunities, and I'll continue bringing updates on this portfolio and this challenge as we see this develop. Hopefully you found this entertaining. As always, definitely not financial advice. No one should be investing in Fartcoin with any money that they can't afford to lose. But yeah, have yourself a great weekend. See ya.